Why an Aries may ignore you. Why an Aries man or an Aries woman may ignore you. Well, one, they may ignore you because what you're presenting them with may not be of interest to them, obviously. And that tends to be, a lot of reasons why we get ignored. The other person's just not interested. But they may not be interested, the Aries, because there's no excitement in what you're presenting to them. Whether it's yourself, a relationship, an outdoor concert, they just may not be excited about, what it is that you're coming to them with. And instead of saying no and shooting you down, they choose to ignore you. You know, that's kind of human nature. That's one ways that we, go about, expressing, ourselves, I guess. And, that's how an Aries can be sometimes, they like excitement. They like fun, they like things that, call to them in their soul and that makes them go, yes, I'd love to, and if that doesn't call to them, of course they're going to ignore you. Another thing I think that people don't realize is that an Aries will ignore you if in any way they feel you're going to restrict their freedom. If they feel like in any way taking what you're offering is going to restrict their freedom, they're just going to ignore you, or they may say no. All right? But ignoring is always the easier route for an Aries. I think people, sometimes see Aries as these mean, aggressive, people, and they can be that. But for the most part they're very gentle giants. They're very gentle creatures. They don't like hurting people's feelings. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't mean it. Sometimes they do. It just is what it is. But they're all about their freedom. They're all about, the ability to do as they please and what they want without regard for other people, and their opinions and, their critiques and holdbacks. And that also relates to commitment, all right? Commitment in relationships. If they want to be free, if they want to be single, and you're presenting them, with the offer to be in a relationship, they just may ignore you. They may, kind of string you along or pull you around, or, something like that, So that can also be a thing. They like their freedom. That's very, very important for them, Aries men and women, is their freedom. If you're not putting in the effort that is required to get an Aries, if you're not putting in the effort that matches their effort, if the way you approach them is a bit what's the best word? Not as genuine as it should be, or not as passionate as it should be. Like Aries like that. They like passion. They like genuineness. They like raw, real energy. And if you come with an air of fakeness, they're, gonna ignore you. They don't like that. They like to see the real you. They don't like to see the dolled up, version of you with all the makeup, with all the, I don't know, the nice clothes, nice hair, good looks. Okay, what's behind that? You know, um, do you have strength of character? Do you have will? Do you have, determination? What do you bring to the table? And if what you bring to the table isn't up to an Aries standard, or it's not anything worthwhile that an Aries is interested in, once again, remember that interest thing, then they're going to ignore you. They like people with power. I always say that about Aries. They are attracted to people with power. Now, I'm not saying you have to have power in the sense of money or status or magical powers or things like that. Of course, those things are attractive, right, to an Aries, but power in your sense of self, power in your being, those are all important. And if you don't have that, an Aries probably will ignore you. If there's no benefit in it for Aries, then an Aries is definitely not going to be interested. There has to be something of a benefit to Aries. When it comes to them accepting an offer, accepting to be in a relationship with you, accepting a job offer. You have to understand that Aries is a cardinal sign. So Aries is not going to accept anything that they feel is below their means, anything that they feel is below their standards. And if they do choose to accept that, there's probably going to be certain elements of that they may ignore, that they may not be happy to do so much or passionate about. So, Aries knows how to play the game, definitely. How to make something work to your advantage, for a time being, and then, leave that thing behind. They don't like necessarily doing that, but it is what it is, But if there's no benefit in something to an Aries, so they're going to ignore that situation. They're going to ignore you and that offer that you're offering them. And you could be benefiting them what you think are so you could be offering them what you feel is so many benefits. Oh, I have, a home in Calabasas. I have, this and that much money. I have this and that many connections. I can help you build a business. I can help you do this and that. I can build your credit up. I can, help you become a billionaire. And Aries would be like, yeah, no, because an Aries may not love that person. So they could have all of those benefits, but if they don't have the benefit of the love, then it's like, to an Aries, what's the point? If I work hard enough, I'm just speaking like an Aries now. I'm not an Aries, but this is my video, all right? If I work hard enough, I can attain all those things myself. I can make all those connections myself. I can have all that money myself. But love, that's harder to find, And Aries are smart people about those types of things. They understand that, with hard work, with, doing things on your own, you can achieve, status. You can achieve this and that. But things like love, things like happiness, things like, good health, these are not things that money can buy. These are things that, are achieved through discipline, are achieved through persistence and determination. These are things that Aries are attracted to. And if that's not there, an Aries is going to ignore that situation. They need that. They need that, like an Aries needs all senses to be stimulated to be attracted to something. And if all five senses aren't stimulated, the Aries is going to be like, I see it, I smell it, I taste it, but I can't feel it. Feel it, I taste it, I smell it, but I can't hear it. You know? You know, you know, you know. Aries are also people who tend to ignore situations that don't make them look good. All right? If they feel like being with you isn't going to make them, it's not a good look, and Aries is going to ignore you. All right? They are a little bit about status and, image. All right? It's the first house. They're ruled by Mars. What do you expect, right? Aries is ruled by Mars. Okay, they're also ruled by the first house, and the first house rules our self-image. It rules our public image, how people view us. It's our general outlook on life. It's our physical appearance and things like that. So image is important to an Aries, and if you come with an image that isn't up to an Aries standards, isn't something that Aries is interested in, aesthetically speaking, then an Aries will ignore you. All right, they're very visual people, I guess. Visual is very important to them. Aries is the sign of masculinity. And it's a known, I guess, fact or a known trope that men tend to be visual people. Masculine energy tends to be visual. All right, whether you're male or female. All right, Aries period is a very visual creature. All right, we're all visual, but Aries especially. So if you don't match an Aries standards in terms of image, yourself, and then you pair yourself together with an Aries, and it's just like not looking good, an Aries might not be so forthcoming with you. They may ignore you, all right? And that has nothing to do with how you look. It has nothing to do with you. It's all about that Aries and how they feel about themselves, how they feel about what's beautiful and what makes them more beautiful. And, it can be an interesting thing. I think lastly, if you're on the shyer side, if you're on the more quieter side, if you're not one to kind of be bold and brave sometimes and stuff like that, and be a bit aggressive, and Aries may ignore you. There are people who are once again attracted to power, domination, things like that. They're attracted to people who, it's okay to be shy, it's okay to be reserved, but also show that you are worthy of being at the table. Show that you are, something. You are someone, that you have something to prove. Aries likes that energy. They do. So these are some reasons why you may get ignored by an Aries. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinions. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, comment, and share with your friends and family. Make sure you also, if you would like a personal reading from me, I'm an astrologer as well as a psychic tarot reader, so I can read your tarot cards as well as your astrology, natal chart, birth chart. Check out my website, Lamarr, TownsendTarot.com, to purchase a reading from me. Purchase your reading within 24 hours, I will send you a confirmation email letting you know I received your payment. And then within 1 to 3 days or sooner, we will get your reading done as soon as possible. Love and light. Make sure that you also hit the bell next to the subscribe button on YouTube so you get a notification whenever I go live or upload a brand new video. Make sure that you check out the rest of my videos on my YouTube channel. Make sure you check out my singles on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Tidal, and more, titled Unforbidden or Unblock Me in Forbidden Fruit. Also, check out my book on Amazon, available for download on all Kindle viewing devices, titled Zodiac Signs Sex Language. All right, where I talk about zodiac signs in each of them and how they express their sexual side. It's a good book to have in your repertoire. All right, you never know when you might want to pull it out. All right, if you know what I'm saying. Thank you for listening and watching. I'll catch you guys later. Make sure you also check out my social media pages. My Instagram is at Lamarr Townsend, and my Facebook is LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Thank you for being a guest on my YouTube channel and on this video, and come back for more, okay? Don't be a stranger.